Cloud Giant. The Cloud Giant is a monstrous remnant of forgotten fairy tales, found only in the decaying realm of the Land of a Thousand Fables. Originally conjured as a friendly giant to carry royal children across the clouds, years of neglect twisted him into something far more dangerous. Overgrown and silent, he now patrols his crumbling domain with a simmering hatred, attacking anyone who dares climb into his skybound castle. Despite his sluggish form, the Cloud Giant is cunning, using the mist itself to vanish and reappear mid-fight, disorienting his foes. Immune to most signs, his body resists control and confusion, though flames and thunder still bite through his enchanted bulk. With a hoarder's love for gold and a brute's sense of vengeance, he crushes intruders without a word, just as he vowed after losing his golden goose. In his world, stories no longer have happy endings. Cyclops. Cyclopes are towering ogroids defined by a single glaring eye and an overwhelming hatred for humans. Their massive bodies and simplistic minds make them dangerous not for their cleverness, but for the sheer brute force behind every move. In places like Skellige and Velen, they roam the wilds unchecked, crushing foes with unguarded swings or flattening the ground with both fists. Yet for all their savagery, they are not mindless. Their ability to adapt in battle and charge with terrifying precision marks them as more than mere beasts. Stories tell of travelers like Odes Thaka, who tried clever tricks, staking the eye and fleeing in disguise, but found that legends rarely play out as planned. Goliath. Once a proud knight named Luis Alberni, Goliath became a creature of shame and punishment. His transformation into a giant was no accident of nature, but a divine curse from the Lady of the Lake, inflicted for his overwhelming pride. Once armored in gold and virtue, his body became bloated, his sword a wooden club, and his voice reduced to incoherent roars. Banished to Mount Gorgon, he descended only when hunger gnawed too deep, devouring livestock and shepherds alike. When Geralt encountered him near Beauclair, Goliath wielded the millstone of a windmill like a mace, and tossed horses like sacks of grain. He was no longer a knight, only a shadow of what glory once was. A single well-placed bolt to the eye could end him instantly. Hageman. Among the countless neckers that plagued the continent, Hageman stood apart, not just in size, but in intellect. This overgrown necker ruled a pack on Hindarsfjall with calculated cruelty, orchestrating ambushes with terrifying precision. One of his favorite traps involved an abandoned wagon placed along a trade route. Travelers drawn by curiosity would approach, unaware that dozens of claws waited just beneath the surface. Unlike most neckers, who rely on chaos and numbers, Hageman fought with timing and tactics. Yet for all his cunning, his strengths remained those of his kind: agility, numbers, and the element of surprise. Signs and silver could still cut him down, and with enough preparation, a witcher could turn his ambush into a grave. Ice Giant. The Ice Giant is the embodiment of ancient winter, a relic of a dying age believed by many to be the last of its kind. Towering and frost-skinned, this behemoth rules over frozen peaks and storm-racked cliffs far beyond the reach of civilization. Reports claim he can control sirens, bend blizzards to his will, and crush men with anchors salvaged from wrecked ships. No witcher has returned from facing him, and those who survived encounters at a distance tell only of destruction and death. He cannot be reasoned with. He does not flee, and when the frost thickens, he grows stronger, as if the cold itself is part of his soul. Ice Troll. Adapted to the brutal chill of the northern peaks, ice trolls are among the most ruthless ogroids in the Witcher bestiary. Unlike their rock-bound cousins, they have lost all trace of civility. They do not speak, they do not bargain, they kill. Driven by hunger and instinct, they haunt snow-covered ridges where human presence is rare, making each encounter all the more perilous. Their attacks mirror those of rock trolls, thrown boulders, bone-crushing fists, but their resilience is greater, their strength enhanced by the surrounding cold. Fast strikes, evasive footwork, and well-timed use of Quen are the only path to survival. Neckers. Neckers are the smallest of ogroids, yet they remain one of the deadliest threats across the continent. What they lack in strength, they make up for in numbers, agility, and relentless coordination. Burrowed deep in forests and valleys, necker colonies operate like swarms, emerging from tunnels to ambush prey with frightening efficiency. They surround, overwhelm, and rip their victims apart with claws and fangs, disappearing underground before reinforcements arrive. Warriors among them, marked by red-painted faces, lead the charge, while rare variants like Fukas or Hageman add terrifying twists to an already lethal encounter. On their own, a necker is hardly a threat, but they never fight alone. Witchers must rely on crowd control, northern wind bombs, ard blasts, and silver swords coated in ogroid oil. Rock Troll. Rock trolls are living stone shaped into crude, brutish sentience. Though often dismissed as stupid, these ogroids possess surprising depth. Some learn speech, forge simple friendships, or take pride in guarding bridges and caves. Others enjoy riddles, strange songs, or simply wish to be left in peace. But when provoked, a rock troll becomes an unstoppable force. They crush armor with single blows and laugh off attacks to their stone-plated backs. A cautious witcher can sometimes talk their way out of battle, so long as the troll isn't hungry, insulted, or bored. Wham-a-wham. Deep within a silver-veined cave in Ard-Skellig sleeps Wham-a-wham, a name whispered with equal parts mockery and dread. This volatile rock troll guards his territory with volcanic fury, lashing out at all who trespass. When Skellige miners attempted to dig through his home, they were reduced to pulp before the echoes of their picks had faded. Wham-a-wham is no gentle giant. His body is hardened against nearly all physical attacks, especially across his armored back. His strikes land with explosive force, and his enraged state mimics the chaos of a landslide. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing.